Hey, so good afternoon, everyone, or good morning, depending on where you're dialing in from. Welcome to today's webinar on mastering market demand for smarter revenue decisions. We're going to be talking on how to predict, how to price, and ultimately how to profit in today's dynamic hospitality industry. So, just before we get into it, meet your speakers. My name is Andrra Berisha. I'm a business development manager at Lighthouse, and I'm joined today by my colleague Ahmed Fasad, senior business development manager. We both have extensive knowledge of the hospitality industry, and we're pretty excited today to share that knowledge, that expertise with you. All right, so for those of you who are less familiar with Lighthouse, we're a leading commercial platform for rather the leading commercial platform for the travel and hospitality industry. Our vision is to transform complexity into confidence by providing actionable market insights, business intelligence, and pricing tools that enable you to maximize growth. Our thing is to basically continuously innovate in order to deliver the best platform possible for professionals like you to price more effectively, measure performance more efficiently, and understand the market in new ways. We're trusted by over 70,000 hotels worldwide, more specifically in 185 countries. And we're the only platform out there to combine real-time hotel and short-term rental data in one single platform. So these are just some of the brands that have placed their trust in Lighthouse, Sage Hospitality Group, Accor, IAG, Radisson, and many, many more. And as you can see on the right-hand side, we've been rated the #1 platform for 5 consecutive years. So best rate shopping and market intelligence, best parity management software, best business intelligence software, as well as the Hotelier's Choice Award, which comes to display the effectiveness of our solutions. So we're a commercial platform, and all these 5 modules, predict, price, distribute, analyze, and benchmark, are meant to come together to provide you with a comprehensive commercial revenue management platform. In today's webinar, Ahmed and I are going to take you through a little bit of a role play. I'm going to be siding with a revenue management perspective, whereby I'm asking Ahmed questions from a revenue management type of perspective, and Ahmed is going to walk us through the platform. So what I want to start with is basically a question to Ahmed. With the sheer amount of data that we have today, right? So we're getting data from the PMS, from the RMS, from Lighthouse platform, right, as well. Where do I get started with the Lighthouse platform? How do I get the most out of it on any given day during the week?
Okay, thank you so much, Andrra. First, I'd like to welcome everybody in the call. We're very, very super excited about having you join the webinar, and we hope we can deliver some useful and interesting and beneficial data and insight for you how to leverage our platform to help you set the most successful commercial strategy moving forward. To your question, Andrra, it's absolutely correct. There's so many data out there coming from different providers, different solutions. So it's really important where to kick off your day. So basically, I believe that the most important thing you want to have a look in the morning when you're having your coffee, the first 5 minutes, you want to have a quick look at your performance, the pickup, what's been happening over the last maybe 7 days or over the weekend, 3 days or yesterday, for example, what kind of pickup you've managed to have over this specific period. So the first thing you want to have a look at your performance, the pickup, what have you done? And if you can rate this with your market overall, see your occupancy and see your competitor strategy, your pricing, I think is going to be a very, very good starting point to have all this data in one single place. It's very important to start off your data. I'm going to share again. Yeah. So here in right-hand side in Lighthouse, we enable hotel to add to integrate their occupancy free of charge, to consolidate all the data in one single platform to speed up the process in making their pricing decision faster. So here you can see, for example, we're going to look at April, for example, we have the Easter coming, very high demanded 2 weeks. So I want to see what's happening and what's been happening and what's my competitive strategy in one single click. I'm not going to do anything else, Andrra. In one single click, I'm going to find out about my occupancy, my market occupancy, the demand, my pricing, my competitor pricing. I can see quickly who's pricing higher or lower than me. And also, I'm going to look at the change that happens over the last maybe 3 or 7 days. So I'm going to go to my favorite feature in Rate Insight. It's Compare, and I really think it's very, very valuable feature and very unique in Lighthouse platform, which allows you to understand and compare your strategy versus your concept, to understand who has what and when. So I'm going to look at selected date. I'm going to compare the situation today when I came to my office compared to how it was a week ago. Apply. And in this very, very quick glance, I can get an idea about my occupancy, how much I picked over the last 7 days compared to my market, whether I'm pacing behind in terms of pickup and occupancy. And I can see also the demand. Demand is really soaring during the Easter holiday, and I can see my pricing versus my concept. And what's really interesting as well, I can see my competitor strategy, the approach, what they are doing. If they are increasing the pricing, the yielding closer to the arrival date or closer to the Easter, for example, or some might be unfortunately in trouble and they actually dropping their pricing, dumping the room because the occupancy, the pickup is not as great. So you can have in one single quick overview about your pickup, your market, your competitor strategy, your competitor pricing, overall outlook for the market demand and how it has been happening versus a week ago. And I think this is a very, very good starting point, gives you an absolute clarity about what's going on and what you do next.
Really some good points there, Ahmed. And just to go back to your point on the compare button, the number of times that we're, wanting to understand what happened with those price changes of our competitors or what happened with market demand since last time I looked at my rates and my competitor rates. It just goes to showcase the efficiency of the platform and the way that we're able to retrieve this data immediately and get a clear picture of what's going on there, not only from our competitors' side, but also from the market demand side of things. Absolutely. Which brings me to, another question. And, Ahmed, we get this question quite a lot. Can you tell us more about market demand within the Lighthouse platform? What does it mean? And where is this data coming from?
That's a fantastic question. And as you know, Andrra, I love market insight. It's one of my favorite. Market insight or market demand, if you'd like to call it this way, it is an industry-first market intelligence solution. It's first time the hotelier will be able to leverage the forward-looking data to understand the demand based on the actual booking for actual search data for flight and hotel based on the booking intent. So to your question, we aggregate this data for flight and hotel search data from upper funnel channel to help a hotel anticipate the demand, forecast the demand based on the search data from the OTAs, meta search, GDS, alternative accommodation, and the holiday events and reviews. So our 5 sources for this data are pulled from very, very related hospitality because people search for hotel only if they are intending to go on holiday. And these are the sources where we pull the data from for market insight.
Yeah, some really interesting insights there because it's not just market level data. So whatever's happening on the market in terms of the availabilities of the hotels online, but also that intent to really come into a destination through the searches. It's pretty much like having a magic ball, right? So to go back actually to this point, and I think it's interesting because as revenue managers, we're involved in these sales strategy meetings, there's different stakeholders involved, different questions to answer. How can we leverage this type of data from a commercial standpoint?
Yeah, I mean, one of the many, many unique, beautiful points about our platform that we have the industry most comprehensive commercial platform comes with different modules. That our platform is not built exclusively for revenue people. Our solution is built for everybody. Anybody in the hotel can use it, whether it's GM, reservation, sales, e-commerce, anybody can use it because thanks to the user friendliness of our platform. It's so easy to use. So the ultimate goal for us is to help the team to work together, to collaborate together, and improve their working together mentality and break this silo mentality because all the commercial team have the same goal is to drive the business growth. And we here giving you the industry first-hand data about the forward-looking data about the flight and hotel search data to help you work together, manipulate this data, and try to drive business by maybe when the demand is high, you can yield. When the demand is low, maybe you can take different approach to secure as much share as possible. So talking about the collaboration between sales and marketing, looking at market insight, for example, market insight will allow you to understand when the business coming to your city, where it's coming from, how long people intend to stay in your city, which market they are coming from, which city, which platform, and how long people intend to stay in your city, who's the most relevant competitor to your hotel from a customer perspective, and what is the strategy? What's your strategy compared to your concept? So looking at, for example, some maybe director of sales and marketing, it's the opportunity to get to invest there and spend their marketing budget in the right market, right channel, right city is very important. So Market Insight will give you the breakdown for the top 10 market searching for your city for a specific period. You can change the period, of course. So here we are going to look at the top 10 market searching for your market on flight search data and only on the OTAs and meta search. And you can see, for example, here, UK, India, Germany, etc., etc. So imagine as a director of sales and marketing, instead of like going after the entire German market, investing on this market, doing maybe Google ad or campaign for the entire German market, is it much better for you to do this? Or if we give you the breakdown for the search data based on the search, you can actually target a specific city, like, for example, Frankfurt or Düsseldorf. So instead of investing on the entire German market, you can go more strategic, more effective, save money, time, resources, and just simply focus on Frankfurt and Düsseldorf. And this will help you to invest on a specific city and save the money you might be investing in Berlin or Munich, etc. and so on. And this is really, really important and is very, very powerful insight for sales and marketing to be able to be more strategic with their marketing strategy. Also think of, for example, you see your city is flooded with a specific market, but you're not getting your share. Let's take an example here, China, for example. In this specific situation, China is not one of the top market in the flight search data and OTAs. And you might be wondering if Market Insight can help you to understand why you're not getting your share from this market. And the answer is absolutely yes. Market Insight can help you find out one of the reasons why you're not getting your share. So by breaking down the flight and hotel search data into GDS and OTAs, we can look at the flight search data in the GDS, and we see, for example, here in the Chinese market are the third top market searching for flight using the GDS platform. They represent 10%. So what does this mean for you as a commercial team? That if you want to tap to the Chinese market, you need to invest on the GDS, because if you put money, time, resources on the OTAs, you might not be able to get the desired result because the Chinese are much more active using the GDS. And the good news is, Andrra, here, that we also give you the breakdown for the flight per the airport as well. So you can also go and be more strategic and more effective by targeting cities as well on the GDS, same as we do with the OTAs. Also, gave you the breakdown for the hotel search data, where the director of revenue here can use the data from different perspective, because not necessarily everybody searching for flight is also searching for a hotel, and give you the breakdown for the top market searching for hotels using the IP address. And this will allow you to be very, very strategic, more targeting specific geo countries, because this will give you the opportunity to know when to target a specific market based on lead time, because some hotels say, I know my market. I know it's UK, it's Germany, it's India. Okay, but when to target India, when to target Germany? Because every market has lead time. And the beauty is these data are real-time live data. It's actual search data. People currently searching for hotel in your destination. So by being able to leverage this data, you can manipulate this data by understanding the customer booking behavior and go and target these hotels, this market as well. We also give you, based on the search data for hotel, we give you the most searched night. You can see when it's shorter booking window, maybe find some local or domestic market. being active. This represent to translate to a higher percentage of the short length of stay, like 1 night, 2 nights. But if you look at the forward or maybe further booking window, this will convert into more long stay search data. So you can actually correlate this data with the promotion strategy. If you want to do maybe long stay promotion, for example, or last minute promotion for a specific market, Market Insight give you the absolute clarity in how to take this and be more proactive instead of being reactive, relying heavily on historical data.
Some really good points there, Ahmed. And I think it just goes to prove the point of the webinar, what it means to really master market demand and where do we start with all this data. Just before I go into another question that I'm sure the audience is also really curious about, I wanted to acknowledge that we're receiving the questions, and by the end of the webinar, we're going to go ahead and answer some of those. Whatever time doesn't allow, we're going to actually go back and answer each and one of those via email as well.
Thank you.
So an interesting thing, because you're mentioning all these pricing and promotions that can be ran through the data that we have through Market Insight. And let's say, right, we mentioned 70,000 plus hotels are using Lighthouse data, and they might be on the same strategy as us. Is there a way for us to actually see what the others are doing from this point of view in terms of pricing promotion strategies?
Yeah, I mean, it's a really great question. It's the ultimate goal of paying for data is to maybe stay ahead of your competitor and set the right strategy to oversmart your competitor. So Market Insight can actually, as I mentioned, we have the commercial platform that our product align together to help you to correlate and the product talk to each other, so you can actually leverage this to set the most successful commercial strategy. So by leveraging, for example, hotel search data, I see the top market, I see the most searched nights. So back to your point, I can correlate this with rate strategy, for example, and I can compare my competitiveness. How is my 2-3 nights got like 50% of search data comes for 2-3 nights, for example, 1 night. I want to make sure that my pricing is very, very competitive, because I cannot afford to lose this 50% of the business. So I can actually compare my strategy with my competitor. I see how my competitiveness compared to them. And I can also drill down to your point about my competitor strategy. I can look at all the different price for rate type for versus your competitor. And this is really interesting about Strategy tab, that we aggregate the data for the next 90 days from Booking.com, helping you to see how your pricing, your competitiveness compared to your competitor. See, like, are you most expensive in Booking.com? Are you the cheapest on the non-refundable, for example? In this case, for example, this hotel seems to be less competitive when it comes to non-refundable, because based on the best available rate, they are the 7 most expensive hotel. There's 6 hotels are more expensive than them. But when it comes to non-refundable, they become less competitive. They might need to look at their strategy for non-refundable strategy. And also we aiming to save time. So highlight all these rate types that you are not really, your position have a change in terms of competitiveness. So maybe you can invest in this strategy as well. Using the data from Market Insight, we can also correlate the data by the top search market. We have here the point of sale, where you can easily find out if any of your competitor have any G discount for this market, because you want to tap to this market ahead of your competitor. If your competitor have a strategy on this market, like for example, you see here, for example, my hotel have 23% on for the German market in Booking.com. So if my competitor have a strategy, maybe I need to introduce something. If they don't have any strategy, perhaps it's a very, very eye-opener for me to lead the market, and maybe I can actually try to get the business faster and more than them. I can also have a quick overview of my member rate, the brand.com, also the Genius rate. This is also in a quick glance. And we can also have the cancellation policy. I am not really sure, Andrra, if any solution out there can give you this cancellation benchmark with your competitor, but we here can have this quickly highlighted here to see how is your cancellation compared to your Composite, and if you want to revise your cancellation strategy or not. But yeah, I mean, strategy tab is really, really powerful. Helps you to understand and compare your strategy versus your Composite to try to understand who has what and when is also really, really powerful insight to set you for success ahead of your competitor.
I completely agree, Ahmed. And it really kind of highlights the point that when you have data that is real time and you're able to see this in real time, you're also able to make decisions faster. And the chance that those decisions are more accurate is 100% higher. So the goal here with the strategy tab as well is to understand the positioning, how you are perceived from your travelers or your target audience that you're trying to attract to the hotel, and how the different fluctuations in the market, in a market that is only ever getting more dynamic, are impacting you and how you appear in the midst of all this. Rate Insight really is not just a rate shopper, is it? We're able to see so much more into it rather than just what the competitors are doing from a price standpoint.
Yeah, indeed. I don't like people calling this a rate shopper because it's much more than rate shopper. It's actually commercial platform Rate Insight itself, because with Rate you can show your pricing versus your choosing Composite real time, try to understand the strategy. With strategy, we just had a quick look at the strategy, allowing you to have a quick and strategic overview of your competitiveness. And with event like such corporate city like Dubai, London, Paris, New York, for example, events is really, really big factor of driving the business. So here we have one of the top inclusive of Rate Insight. We aggregate all the events relevant to your hotel, where you can see this already populated in your calendar. You can accept and decline each of these events based on relevance to you. Once you accept it, it will be added to your rate tab. Then you can perhaps execute this accordingly by maybe adding a length of stay restriction or increasing the pricing, etc. and so on. You can also add your top market here, all the market relevant to your hotel, your market, then with a feed market, and your sales and marketing team can export this for the next year, which is going to save them a lot of time by just in one simple click getting all the public holiday in your top market. So events are very, very important in terms of driving the demand and also setting your commercial and pricing strategy, and it's all there for you to use. We also, one of the very big topic in the hotel industry is parity. Everybody wants to ensure that they have one rate across different channels, but it's not really something easy to achieve. So we also have parity tab to help a hotel to monitor your distribution, monitor their distribution across different channels by comparing your branded comp pricing versus the major OTA and meta search. And you can quickly find out if any of the OTAs have different rate compared to what you have in your branded comp, whether it's technical issue, whether it's your strategy, or maybe the OTA undercutting you. So you can quickly fix this leak, and this is going to help you a lot of money. And this is massive ROI as well, because you pay commission. You don't want to afford to lose revenue by even selling cheaper than your branded comp, because you pay more commission, you build your dependency on them, and also you lose in your direct business, which is commission free. So yeah, I mean, side is amazing in terms of helping you to achieve or trying to achieve this parity across the channel. And also we have the ranking tab, which enable you to see your visibility and placement order across major OTAs such as Booking.com, Expedia, and TripAdvisor by aggregating the ranking based on your hotel in organic search for your hotel based on organic search. So for example, here from Booking.com, based on the next 90, your hotel in organic search would come at 350, for example. And this is your average score, and this is your competitor. You can have a quick look about your online positioning, online ranking, visibility, and it depends on your partnership. It depends on your strategy. If you want to push this ranking to be a little bit down or maybe up, it depends on how you want to execute your partnership with your competitor. But also we give you the ranking per arrival day for the next 90 days as well. And so you can see if any days maybe you can drive more business, demand is high, using the data from Market Insight as well. Perhaps you can close a specific channel if you pay too much commission, etc. And so yeah, I mean, Rate Insight is not a rate shopper. It's more of a commercial platform to help you set the commercial strategies that you desire to drive the business growth for your hotel.
That's amazing. And I think just to kind of like put it into perspective, the time that we've taken up until now, which is like right about 27, 28 minutes, is the length of time that a hotelier would go into their office, maybe just get the day going, get the first coffee in, and start analyzing all this data in order to make use of it. Obviously, some of the modules, as we had discussed in our previous conversations as well, maybe market insight, you don't need to look at it daily because it's not as dynamic as the rates themselves, but just the sheer fact that you can actually understand which days are key for you to monitor and then make some strategic decisions really quickly by using actionable, easy to understand data makes it different in a comprehensive platform such as Lighthouse is. And actually, since we're on the topic of mastering market demand and kind of like nearing maybe the end of our webinar, and before we actually go into some of the questions from the audience, I want to ask you, Ahmed, speaking of the competitor set, in today's world, it's not static anymore, is it? It's dynamic. But where do we start? How do we know which are our true competitors? Does Lighthouse give you an option, or does it suggest you competitors to look into maybe?
Yeah, absolutely. I know time is already run. But yeah, I mean, every hotel is very loyal, very committed to their concept, despite being legacy for the last 10 years, despite all the changes and new build and new rebranding, what's happening in the industry. Some hotels still really stick to their concept, which is okay, it's fine. But what's really important is for the hotel to correlate their strategy with the customer booking behavior, because at the end of the day, it's the customer who decide where to go. So by understanding where is my hotel position from a customer perspective is going to give me much more relevance and much more insight about who's my real competitor. That's why we introduced here in Market Insight and the industry first dynamic concept called Smart Concept, in which is based on the customer booking behavior, customer search. So you have your own concept. This is, for example, my hotel, and this is their concept in which they have said, and that's where they believe they compete with. But we have the industry first dynamic concept here on the called Smart Composite on Market Insight. We look at the hotel shares the similarity with you, but also shares the search. When people searching for your hotel, what other hotel they might be considering as another option to your hotel. So in quickly, you see all these light blue hotels. Unfortunately, our hotel that we have now, they are not really considering this hotel as a competitor. But in reality, when customers search for them, for their hotel, they also consider this hotel, in which means this hotel can be potentially stealing business from them, sharing the buy with them, but they are not aware of. So the beauty about Smart Composite is to help you to understand who's your real competitor, because this is the most important thing, the customer who decide where to go. So by understanding what they're searching for is going to sit me closer to what's really my real competitor, and make sure I don't miss any opportunity and don't lose business to them. I don't share the buy, or at least I have an eye about what they are doing in terms of strategy. And maybe in the longer term, maybe I can perhaps look at my concept if I want to change my concept. So the Smart concept is very, very powerful. It helps you to understand what's you really positioning in the hotel and among your competitor based on customer search. And that's going to be an additional set of data to help you make sure you set the right commercial strategy.
Completely agreed. And really good points there, especially tying it back to the theme of the webinar today, mastering market demand. It is so important that we're also looking at what's around us and what's changing around us in order to make decisions more confidently, in order to make decisions that will matter strategy-wise. So going back to the sheer amount of data that we're looking at each and every day, it's so important to be able to kind of contain that in one single platform, such as Lighthouse in this case, and go from there.
Yeah, I think we ran out of time now. I don't know if we have any question, if we can perhaps get back to, because of the time constraint, I talked a little bit. So now we ask you if you really enjoyed the webinar and you think it's been useful and interesting giving you a little bit of upper hand of how to leverage our solution, and obviously how we can help you to set the most competitive commercial strategy. Can you please answer the question on the screen whether you would like to have a personal demo for your own hotel using your own data? That will be amazing. If yes, please press yes. If not, not a problem. It's always a pleasure to help you whenever you need. We're here for you.
I just wanted to answer a quick question that I noticed, and maybe we can pick one or two from the audience. And then, as I mentioned, we're going to go back and answer everything, really. So no question is going to go unanswered. But the market demand, I noticed the question before, we're measuring from a city level. So it's not just based on the comp set that you've chosen or the smart comp set. It's actually the entire city. And we're taking into account not just the rates and the room types that are available or the LOS restrictions and whatnot. We're also taking into account flight and hotel search data when it comes to the market insight module within the Lighthouse platform.
Yes, also there is a question here. Can you please repeat the 5 sources of market data? That's fine, absolutely fine. We collected the market insight data from the OTAs, meta search, GDS, alternative accommodation, holiday events, and reviews.
All right. And there's another question. Is this useful for small town hotels in remote place? Yes, absolutely. As long as you're selling online, as long as you're out there trying to drive occupancy revenue, it does make a difference to understand where that market is coming from. And it's changing. I mean, I'm sure all of you are aware how the demand and how the travel behavior has changed ever since COVID and up until to this point. The market has shifted tremendously, and not just in Europe or the US, but Asia Pacific. Everywhere you look at it, every single country has experienced some sort of shift. So the market insight module within the Lighthouse platform does shed a lot of light into that type of data, whether it is for a small town hotel or a city dynamic hotel. It really will provide the same value.
Also to elaborate in this, regardless of the size of the city, every booking starts with search. Nobody wakes up in the morning and open their eyes and book a hotel. So every booking starts with search. So what we are doing here with Market Insight, we aggregating this search data for your city to help you understand the demand while people searching. So hopefully you can manipulate this data to try to tell your strategy to divert these people currently looking to book your hotel. There is another question: is more updated version of Lighthouse? Can't see the market option. Yes, Market Insight is based on a specific city, supported city, based on the availability of the data, because this is search data. We cannot make it up. It depends on how much data available in terms of flight and hotel search data. The more availability, the more data available, this will give us the opportunity to unlock Market Insight. But if you don't have Market Insight in your hotel, in your city, please speak to your contact Lighthouse, and we can see if we can unlock this for you as well. It doesn't mean you cannot have it, but we can also work out something to see if this can something be unlocked for you as well.
And as well, just because we're conscious of time, the webinar is recorded, so everyone who registered will receive a recording of this.
Also, last thing before we finish, we have lots of questions here. We couldn't answer everything, but we will come back to every single one has a question with a right answer after the webinar. Thank you so much, everybody, and we hope it was useful, interesting, and beneficial for you. And again, we're here to help. If you need anything, if you want to have training, if you're existing customer or if you're new customer, please speak to us. We would love to hear from you. Thank you so much, and see you soon.